Now, in one of your articles in The Diplomat, you wrote that both China and India aspire to the same things at the same time on the same continental landmass and its adjoining waters. You also said that the Chinese censors encourage alarmingly frank discussion of the merits of another war against India. If a war indeed breaks out between India and China, how do you think it will pan out, in your view, considering especially that China has had no direct combat experience in the past 40 odd years or so?
China sees India as a growing and ambitious power quoted by the West, with whom China will have to have a day of reckoning. The question is when, not if. Salami slicing, push and shove, elbow bashing, fist fights will continue until they erupt into a major conflict. China wants Delhi's capitulation, surrender on Beijing's terms to achieve China's great power goals. Believing the US is in decline, China is laying down new markers, drawing new lines all around its periphery in the land, water, air, sand, and snow. And that's why the possibility of conflict between China in some form is much greater than it was in the past. The 1962 war was a clear win for China. But I believe the next Sino-Indian war is likely to be a stalemate, a protracted war. Perhaps it will be a rerun of the Sino-Vietnamese War of 1979 and 83. The only wild card in this equation are nuclear weapons. The threatened use of nuclear weapons could bring an end to this conflict. If there is an escalation, it could be managed, it could be controlled by both sides. But I believe that the outcome of the next China-India conflict will be very different from the 1962 conflict.
Okay. Now, there is no doubt that militarily and economically, China is far, far ahead of India. But when it comes to warfare, it's not necessarily your technological might that matters, which we know from our experience with Vietnam, Afghanistan, Iraq. It's not just the military strength, it's boots on the ground and what happens on the day-to-day basis on the battleground. Considering that India has tremendous experience in managing its borders at very high altitudes like Siachen Glacier, do you think China will fall short and give competitive advantage to India as far as direct combat experience at high altitude is concerned?
China may not have a battle-trained, battle-tested military as India has, but China has an advantage over India in terms of weaponry, technology, and numbers. China already has the largest navy in the world. Numbers may not matter in wartime because the quality of weapons technology and tactics come into play. These are decisive in determining the outcome of conflicts, technology and tactics. But in peacetime, of course, numbers do change perceptions about the changing shift in the balance of power and in changing alignments, relationships. So China has played the numbers game to its advantage in that sense. But I would, as I said before, India may have a battle-tested military and China may not have gone to war in a direct combat since the 19th. But Chinese military is a formidable machine. Numbers, technology, weapons, quantity has a quality of its own, and it will be a different type of conflict from the 1962 war. There will be no clear winner, so the outcome would be very different if a conflict does erupt between India and China, God forbid.